Okay, y'all. So I decided to do a story time. So it's taken a lot for me to even like talk about this at all, you guys, because it is embarrassing. This happened about between 2019 and 2021. This is the time frame. So this is not right now, but I just had to kind of put that disclosure in. Alright, so boom. So basically, in 2019, my leg was broken. I was in a wheelchair, and this was probably like one of the lowest parts of my life. So basically, towards maybe about December-ish, I started talking to this guy. And I actually met him through this like app. I think it's called Bigo. Like from years ago, my best friend actually told me about it. And I was in the house anyway. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. So she invited me to this app. So I was on Bigo. I was checking it out. And then, my best friend was telling me like, oh, join this panel or whatever. Now, back then, I didn't know what the panels were. So basically, like, the panels is when you get to talk to, like, multiple people at the same time. So I was talking to multiple people at the same time on the video chat. We're all cammed up, joking, playing games, this, that, and the third. So I started getting familiar with this app. Because at this point, I'm just bored at home, not doing anything. And it really was, like, entertaining. So I start going on the app. And then all of a sudden, I just happen to just go on someone's panel. And I see this guy. And, I thought he was kind of cute or whatever. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and send him a little bit of beans. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending everybody beans, like, on the panel. Like, but I thought he was cute. But, I'm sending everybody beans. And that's, like, the form of currency, I guess, how they make their money on that app. So boom. So right after that, quickly, I noticed that he looks at my, pictures on there. And he was like, okay, I guess he like what he see. And then he just messaged me or whatever on the app. So I'm like, you know what I mean? So once we started talking on the phone, and then we finally decided to FaceTime each other. So once we FaceTime each other, and he seemed like, hey, oh, she's not a catfish, this, that, and the third. So I see he's not a catfish, and, the attraction was very strong, you guys, okay? Like, it was very, very strong, y'all. Like, it was very, very strong. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so at this point, now that we've introduced each other virtually, because at this point, I live in Delaware, and he lives in Atlanta. So, this relationship is like building. So we start FaceTiming every day, all day. I'm talking about every day, all day. We are FaceTiming all the time. Like, I'm talking from morning to night. We are talking all day. So my bestie comes over. I'm not gonna put any real names out here. So for his name, I'm gonna put Derek. And then for my best friend's name, I'm gonna put Nicole. So Nicole, one of my best friends, came over, and we hanging out, chilling, and everything. And she noticed that I'm on the phone with, the person that I'm speaking to, right? That I met on Bigo. And then, she starts drinking, and then, she notices, like, we on FaceTime all day, and she's noticing, like, bitch, hold on, like, why is he always in the car? And I'm like, he's a truck driver, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's always driving, he's always traveling, he's always, out of town. She's like, bitch, no, like, so he never goes home? Why is he always FaceTiming you in the car? It's nighttime, right? And she was like, and I'm telling you, like, you know what I'm saying? I know how this shit go, type of stuff, right? Like, you know what I mean? I did this before. Like, I know how this shit go. So me being oblivious, I'm like, I don't know if I believe that, he's like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, girl, if he's always in the car, every time he FaceTime you, and he's never talking to you in the house, girl, he lives with a bitch. I'm like, no, like, I don't think so, because we talk all the time. Like, that's clearly impossible. She like, bitch, have that nigga show you a tour of his house, like, yesterday. Because he not about to be playing with my sister. Like, he not about to be playing with my sister, right? So I'm like, no, I don't think so. But then I started thinking, like, hold up. Do he live with a bitch? So then I started talking to him. I'm like, hey, I need a tour of this house because why are you always in the car every time we on the phone? Like, because at this point we've been talking, you know what I'm saying, like heavy, you know. And he's like, I'm always working, like I have no problem, like I don't know what your homegirls talk about. I would woo. So I'm like, show me that motherfucking house. So he gets on FaceTime again, and he actually showed me the tour of his house, right? It was nobody in there, but it did kind of look like a girl decorated it, or maybe helped him decorate it, because I'm like, so who decorated it? He goes, oh, my friend. Now, at this point, guys, hold on. Disclosure. At this point, nothing is official. We are not in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting to know one another. So at this point, I'm feeling like, you know, like, I'm gonna give him a pass. If a girl helped him decorate his house, then, you know what I'm saying, what's the big deal? We're not together, so does it really matter? We were having, like, deep-ass conversations. I'm talking about, like, deep, spiritual, like, it was to the point, like, he would know things before I knew about myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, like, it was crazy like that, like, where it was, like, we was really connected, you know, and I didn't expect to get that type of, like, connection for real. So, you know, things are getting deeper, and I decided to make a song about this nigga. I made a song about him, and, you know, he was so amazed. He was like, oh my God, I didn't even know you could sing. So we was just connected on a whole different fucking planet, bitch. Like, we, and he was some fine shit too. So it was just like, you know, we was just, you know, like, he was attracted to me, I was attracted to him. Like, it was just so fucking intense, right? So he tells me, you know, he loves me and everything. And I'm like, shit, I think I'm in love with you too. Because at this point, it's been like a few months. And then, you know, no physical touch or anything has happened. Just mainly talking on the phone. This was during the pandemic. So, you know, like, flights were cheap. People were scared to take flights. So it was cheap to go to Atlanta, you know. So I did that. I did. I paid for my own flight. That flight was like $40. So I was like, and I was just so into, and let me just make this clear too. So I didn't just I'm getting the flight today. No. So we talked about it. We discussed it. And prior to me getting a flight, he was buying me food all the time. He was sending me money all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was actually courting me, you know, even though he was in Atlanta. Like, he was definitely sending me money. He was giving me flowers for no reason. He would buy me food all the time. Like, it was cool. So all these things, you know, plus us video chatting and talking on the phone all the time about some deep, heavy ass shit. Like, he confided in me about some deep stuff. I confided in him about some, I think we kind of like trauma bonded. So it kind of made it more intense. So boom, fast forward, I'm on the flight and I go to Atlanta. Now, hold on. Before I even start, keep this in mind, y'all. So within the first 2 weeks of us speaking, like texting or whatever, you know, and us talking and whatever, it was late one time and I had texted him, and then, you know, he texted me back, but it was a picture of him sleeping, and the text message said, he's asleep. The text message said he's asleep underneath a picture of him sleeping in his bed, right? So I'm like, so of course, as any other female, any other woman that's, you know, about to start getting into it or whatever with a person, with a man, you see some shit like that, it's like, oh, fuck no, you got me fucked up. Who the fuck is taking a picture of you and sending it to me and saying, oh, he's asleep? So, you know, I cursed him the fuck out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't got time for shit like that. Like, don't ever, you know, don't speak to me again. I ain't got time for that, right? So he then sends me a screenshot. So the plot thickens, okay? So at this point, I'm done with this nigga. Like, you're playing games. I don't have time for shit like that. So at this point, this nigga, I wake up, this nigga sends me a message with a screenshot of messages of somebody like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to mess up what you got going on, this and the third. I just wanted to let her know that she was asleep. My bad, it will never happen again, right? Okay. So at first, I don't know what to think, because the person in the message like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, so I'm like, well, who the fuck is that? Like, who is that? And he goes, oh, you know, it's someone I let rent the room out or whatever. It's my homeboy type shit, whatever. So at this point, I let it go. I saw the screenshot. I'm good. I know. I know what you're about to say. Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? At this point, I was already... I don't know. I felt like... I don't know. It was a special connection. And at this point... And at that point, I'm like, okay, like... He showed me the proof, sisters. He showed me the proof. Somebody said, you know, sorry. I mean... Sorry for sending that picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to fuck up what y'all got going on. So I was like, okay, you know, I was content with that at the time being. So, then I got my happy ass on that motherfucking flight, bitch. I got on that plane. I sat my black ass on that plane and I flew to Atlanta.